context behind what's happening, even down just to this town.
Absolutely.
Right before the Civil War, there was an act passed called the Fugitive Slave Act, and it allowed southern states to send bounty hunters into northern states to reclaim their property, and they were taking members of the community, they were taking black members of the community that had been a part of the North, contributing, having friends, contributing to their religious communities, having normal jobs, living normal lives, and these bounty hunters from the southern states were allowed to go into the North and take these people out of their homes, their jobs, their schools, and bring them back down into slavery in the South. Shame!
Shame!
Shame! The North was complicit at this moment when they allowed that law to pass.
Shame!
And now Islip is complicit in allowing ICE to train in our communities, the same communities that they are terrorizing. Shaming people. That we have learned in our history books has been whitewashed, because the statement that the victors are allowed to write the history book.
Get into your thoughts. Colonizers of the past, they colonized lands, they took things from people physically. But now, we're in a place where these narcissists want every second of your attention to be colonized in your mind. So don't let them. And capitalize.
MAGA said they wanted criminals out, and then they voted for one.
Exactly.
I know it's hot. I know it's a Sunday where you all could be doing anything else, but we just want to thank you for being here, because this moment is extraordinary. We're here because the town of Islip is profiting off of the deportations taking place within the town of Islip.
Shame!
The town of Islip has an active agreement with ICE for agents to train at the local shooting range, where they are practicing for operations that are detaining innocent American citizens, families with no criminal record, and for the town of Islip to not only be allowing this to happen on property that we fund, but for them to actually extend the agreement just in June, where it was extended for yet another year, and the town of Islip didn't say anything to the public to let them know about that. The town of Islip is making money off of the deportation of innocent families. And what we are here today to send a message to the town of Islip, that this is not allowed, that this is not who we are, and we demand better from the folks that elected to represent us. And right now they are failing us. They are failing our constituents, the Latino representatives of this community, who are now living under fear, who at their breakfast table are being nabbed up by ICE agents masked, refusing to reveal their identity. Just today they were in Glen Cove. We saw them this last week in Islip, all throughout our communities, going through delis. We've seen ICE agents go through laundromats, go to places where folks should feel safe while they're buying groceries. These are not the criminals that they're taking off of the streets.
Nope.
These are the innocent family members, the community members that have built this neighborhood together with us. And today we're here to send a message that enough is enough, and that this Tuesday at the next town board meeting, where Councilman Jorge Guadron is going to be introducing a resolution to bring an end to this contract, that the rest of the town board members immediately vote in favor of that resolution and bring an end to this contract now, not later, not next year, but right now. Central Islip, who are now deported to El Salvador, they have no criminal record, no crime. One was about to graduate high school. And right now, as we speak, as we stand right here outside of Town Hall, you know where they are? They're in El Salvador, not at their family's house, at a family friend's house because they actually have no family over there. And so they're sending people with no criminal record, no background in that country, to live in a country they've never known when their only home is here. And this is why we come out, why we demand more, why we demand that the town of Islip immediately bring an end to this contract that is doing nothing but harming lives. I want to thank you all for being here. My name is Ahmad Perez. I'm the founder of Islip Forward. It is my honor to be here in community with so many incredible folks, so many incredible organizations that are here with us today to send a simple message to the town of Islip that we demand better for our people, that we demand better for our communities, and that we need an end to the injustice that is unfolding outside in our streets every single day. It is my honor to now introduce Ken Cologne from the North Islip Democratic Club to give some remarks. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for being here with us this afternoon. It's a little closer. Oh, there we go. Can you guys hear me? Yes. All right. My name is Ken Cologne. I'm a vice chair of the Islip Town Democratic Committee, president of the North Islip Democratic Club. But perhaps most importantly, I'm a second generation Salvadoran immigrant raised in Brentwood. Like the oldest children of so many immigrants, I worked and I studied my ass off. I built up my career. I got 2 master's degrees, one from Yale. I ran for office, this office actually, back in 2023. I married my college sweetheart. As my mother and my grandmother often tell me, I am their American dream made manifest. Now my story is far from unique. Mine is the story of countless first and second generation immigrants. It's the American story. It's the American dream. But due to the actions of a rogue immigration and customs enforcement agency, and due to the actions of Republican politicians, all the way from our president down to our town board members, who seek only to enable ISIS chaos and destruction, that American dream is under threat, poised to devolve into an American nightmare. A case in point, the town of Islip's contract with ICE. The reason we're all gathered here today. Let's talk a little bit about the details of this contract, shall we? This contract, giving DHS unlimited access to the town's rifle range to train its ICE officers, was signed originally in 2021 for 1 year, with options for the federal government to extend the contract on an annual basis through to 2026. Like clockwork, the federal government has opted to extend the contract at every opportunity available. As Ahmad said, most recently on June 30th, 2025, extending the contract for 1 more year. Over the life of this contract, would you like to guess how much money the town of Islip is set to receive? For 5 years, from 2021 to 2026.
Tell us!
Take a guess. What would you guess? 100,000? Couple hundreds of thousands? Millions? No. For 5 years, when all is said and done, the town will receive $63,000.
Wow.
$63,000. That's $12,600 a year. A little over $1,000 a month. $34.52 a day. $34.52. So you mean to tell us, Angie Carpenter, that you sold us out for $34?
Shame.
Is that how little these lives matter to you? Is that how little you value the peace of mind, the safety, the security of our neighbors, our loved ones, our mothers and fathers, our sisters and brothers, our sons and daughters? My own mother, a naturalized citizen from El Salvador who fled a war-torn country at the age of 7, carries with her copies of her citizenship documents whenever she leaves the house. My grandmother, who too is a naturalized citizen, is afraid to go outside with these ICE thugs on the loose. My friends, our peace of mind, our safety, our security is worth more than $34 of ICE's blood money. To Supervisor Carpenter and the town board, I would like to make myself crystal fucking clear. Cancel the contract. Immediately. Publicly commit to never signing such a contract again. Release all of the documentation, all of the letters, all of the emails, every detail on who knew about the extension of this contract and when. This is not a request. We are done asking nicely. This is a demand. The ball is in your court, Supervisor.
Running up and down streets next to dance studios, restaurants, businesses, and this is not what our community needs to look like. It is my honor to now introduce Kendra Cornejo from Make the Road New York to also deliver some remarks.
Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me? My name is Kendra Cornejo Munoz. I am a lead organizer with Make the Road New York, and I am a proud Town of Islip resident for over 30 years. I'm a child of immigrants. I grew up right here, and it is disgusting to me that the Town of Islip elected officials, including Supervisor Angie Carpenter, have allowed ICE to use our shooting ranges. That is unacceptable. We know that ICE doesn't keep us safe. As a youth organizer, I hear every single day from young people how terrified they are. What if their parents go home to work, mom, dad, families, and they get stopped by ICE on the way home? Kendra, what am I gonna do if my mom doesn't come home? I have little siblings. I'm the oldest sibling. Can you imagine being 14, 15, 16 years old, anxious, sick to your stomach, not knowing what would happen if your family were to be kidnapped by ICE? Like, sit with that for a moment, because it makes me sick. It makes me sick to know that all of the ICE sightings that we have in our neighborhood, people are anxious. We are terrified. Did y'all hear that ICE was using the Brentwood fire stations as a launching pad? Did y'all hear that?
And the Mastic fire station.
They used our town resources as a place to plan their murders and kidnappings of our community members. That's not right. That's not right. On a federal level, ICE has, in this big, ugly, racist bill that just passed in early July, ICE received over $175 billion. $175 billion to continue kidnapping our community members. That's not right. They are the richest, most well-funded federal agency in the history of our country.
And they're a Gestapo.
Yes. And yet, the Town of Islip continues to allow them to use our tax dollars to practice their shooting, so they can take that and use it against our community. Shame! ICE doesn't need New York money. The Town of Islip should not be giving any money to ICE, any of our resources. And there's nothing right now stopping ICE from collaborating with state and local agencies. Right now, Make the Road New York, along with a number of organizations across the state, we are fighting for a bill called New York for All. How many of you heard of New York for All? Yeah. New York for All is a bill that would ensure state and local agencies could not collaborate with ICE. It is a bill that would ensure ICE could not come into our public schools, our libraries, our hospitals. It is a bill that would ensure that if anyone were to be placed in ICE custody, it would be law to read them their rights. It is a basic bill. And there are still yet elected officials in this state that represent us who do not support this bill.
Call them out.
Call them out. Assemblymember Phil Ramos is one of our supporters of this bill. yet. If you are in her district, please help us make sure that our elected officials take responsibility for keeping ICE out of our community. If you're interested in learning more about this bill, also please see me after the action. But until we pass this bill, all of you here, thank you for being here in the hot sun on this sunny Sunday. Thank you for being here, for protecting our community, for standing up for young people. We demand that the town of Islip cease their contract with ICE. We demand that they are transparent with all of the details involved with their elected officials and this ICE contract. We need a public commitment. Look at all that support, y'all. Like Ahmad said, we want a public commitment to never sign any of these contracts ever again. What do we want? ICE out. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? ICE out. When do we want it? Now. Woo! Thank you, everyone.
I want to remind folks that some of the injustices that we have seen thus far have included U.S. citizens being racially profiled, not elsewhere, right here on Long Island. We have seen innocent family members deported to countries they do not know. The risks are so real, and the moment to act is now. And this Tuesday, the Town of Islip Board must vote to immediately terminate and end this contract now. I would love to introduce someone from our Central Islip Votes team, Josue Fuentes, our Deputy Director of Central Islip Votes.
Buenas tardes, mi gente. Mi nombre es Josué Fuentes y como salvadoreño nacido y crecido en Central Islip, viendo que el pueblo de Islip nos sigue traicionando, no tengo ninguna otra solución más que hablar por los que no tienen la misma oportunidad. Ser hispano y vivir en Central Islip siempre ha sido un honor. En Central Islip el amor hispano nunca se rinde. Y bueno, la verdad es que si el presidente de los Estados Unidos y los oficiales de nuestro pueblo no nos quieren apoyar, nos tenemos que apoyar a nosotros mismos. Porque sea misma sangre o no, el pueblo de Islip es una familia. No sé ustedes, pero yo no voy a quedarme parado viendo cómo tratan a mi gente. La comunidad hispana les cortan la grama, les cocinan la comida de los restaurantes y sembran las frutas, los vegetales en los supermercados. Y todavía dicen que en la manera que nosotros actuamos cuando nos pasa injusticias está de mala manera. No le pongan cuidado al legislador Samuel González, que él tuviendo la oportunidad de representarse por su gente, mejor se queda en la casa viendo televisión. Les pido una cosa hoy en día, por favor no se quedan callados, que el miedo más fuerte que ellos tienen es que nosotros nos unimos, porque ellos mismos saben que no van a ganar esta pelea. Gracias.
I want to introduce an incredible educator from Wyandanch, Tim, if you want to come up and say some words. Appreciate you all being here. We know it's hot. Just a couple more speakers and then we'll be back in the shade.
Hi everybody, my name's Tim. I'm a Deer Park resident and I'm a high school English teacher in Wyandanch. First thing I want to say is, I'll tell you the unimportant part first. I'm wearing a t-shirt from a 90s hardcore band called Los Frutos. They were a Chicago hardcore band that sung predominantly in Spanish, but the thing at the top of the shirt says illegal EK, which translates to illegal so what? Because I don't care if you came to this country illegally or not. No one is illegal on stolen land. I can't speak directly to Islip's contract with ICE or anyone's experience at the East Meadow Jail or anyone deported by ICE today. And my students don't want their personal stories shared publicly. So I feel compelled to remind everyone that silence is violence. And so I thought I would use the time today to dispel some general myths about immigration. First, I want to be clear that there is no immigration or border crisis. It's a displacement crisis. And the cruelty of it all is the point. Because the suffering of the other unites the far right. Their dream of racial citizenship and their false rhetoric about coming here the right way, and crime and taxes and jobs, just serves to deflect responsibility away from those in power that caused the displacement and the suffering to begin with. The U.S. simply does not need to control who is coming into or leaving the country. The idea that it does is rooted in eugenics and population control. And that's fascism. And as for deporting criminals, I'm reminded that the rule of law is so often unjust and selectively applied, that it's not a barometer for morality. Rosa Parks did not sit at the front of that bus legally. If we're exiling supposed criminals to countries they've never been to, why aren't we including everyone who lights illegal fireworks on the 4th of July, too? And if we're talking about MS-13, why aren't we talking about how it originated in our prison system and how its members were trained by a former American Green Beret? It seems to me that we're having the wrong conversations and that deportations and militarized cops and borders are wholly unnecessary. Because the causes of the displacement crisis are the super exploitative trade agreements and the policies of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. It's the U.S. war machine intervening and overthrowing democratically elected governments in a depraved anti-communist crusade that goes back decades. It's not the relatives of the kids that I teach to read and write every day. ICE needs to be abolished because it doesn't serve a socially useful purpose. I'll be over by the zine table under the tree over there. If you guys like what you heard, please come get a zine. And maybe we'll talk about how, I don't know if this is true anymore, but did you guys hear? In January, Suffolk County was sued by the federal government for complying with ICE. Did you guys know that? In January of this year?
69.
I don't know if the lawsuit's still going, but it is $60 million they are suing Suffolk County for, or they were.
69.
$69 million for complying with ICE.
Taxpayer money.
And we're going to be on the hook for that. If it's still happening, I don't know. I would love to know, if anyone knows. But that's all I have to say. I'll be hanging out by the zine table. Thank you, guys.
We have one more speaker, but before we go to that, I just want to make sure folks know that what we are seeing with ICE across Long Island, it's not just in the town of Islip. The East Meadow Jail, they have a 287G agreement with Nassau County and ICE, which means that the 50 jail cells in the East Meadow Jail are now being used by ICE agents for folks that are detained here in Suffolk, here out east, here in New York City by the ERO New York City field office. And we know that in 1 month alone, just 1 month, this past June, the 50 jail cells, you know how many folks went through those jail cells in 1 month? Over 1,400. We are seeing a FedEx distribution center being created in our jail cells. We're seeing ICE leverage local, state, federal resources to conduct one of the most gruesome operations that we've ever seen in the history of this country. I would now like to introduce Joe Sackman from the Long Island Progressive Coalition to give some words. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you.
I'm used to holding the mic. Hey everybody, my name is Joe Sackman. I'm with the Long Island Progressive Coalition. I also am the chair of the Working Families Party in Nassau County. Before I continue, I want to hear how you feel. How are you feeling right now in this moment? Angry, furious, scared, disgusted, sad, driven, unsafe, directly threatened, despair,
Nothing left to lose. Sold out.
sold out.
Fight.
I think we all feel those emotions, but I also feel hope.
Optimism.
Feel hope. Why? Because all of you, you're all here. You all heard the call to come out and do something. For too long, many of us have sat back expecting our elected officials to do their job. And we've seen what they do when they do their job. Contracts with ICE. Contracts with men who are masked and stealing and kidnapping our community members. Officials go, God damn it, I voted for you or I didn't vote for you, but you're here to serve me and not these bastards in the federal government who are trying to destroy our communities. I want to hear everyone here now say, I am going to get in contact with those who are elected, and I'm going to get in their face, and I'm going to tell them, enough is enough.
Enough is
We
enough.
can't even afford to live here, and they're giving away
Money.
everything. They're giving away our friends. It is unbelievable. When I got into politics for campaign finance reform. I'm like, we got to change the system. The system's only gotten worse. You heard Tim talk about it, right? The system can change if we are organized. The system can change if we are organized. And organizing means getting together, building community, and then going out and making that change happen. Change will happen with or without you, but if you are not participating, it may not be the change you want. So tomorrow is Monday, tomorrow is a business day. They're open. Every single person here, call them. Call every single one of them. Or show up here and demand a meeting. And when the town hall comes up and Jose's putting his resolution up, be here. Be here. Show them with force that you demand that they change. Because come November, if there's anything we have, any little power that we have, it's in the voting booth, you can get rid of them. That's a Democrat or Republican. This is nonpartisan. Democrat or Republican. I know plenty of Democrats that have betrayed us. They have stayed silent. That's complicity. They cannot just expect our vote. Monica Martinez, Kathy Hochul, they could be calling a special session right now to pass New York for All, to pass the bills that we need, to help us when they cut Medicaid and Medicare. Every one of you are going to feel it. Every one of you are going to feel it. They're decimating our country. It's a power grab. It's all about power. They're going to take it away. It's money, it's power, it's about control, and it's oppression. They're attacking our immigrant communities now. None of you are safe. You're all on the chopping block with us. If you don't sound like them, if you don't talk like them, if you don't look like them, you're going to be in those jails in El Salvador, etc. We are all together in this. We're in the same boat, and it's sinking. You can either sit there and wait for it to sink and drown with the rest of us, or we can start bailing water and getting stuff done. Get organized. Get organized. What do we do? What do we do? What do we